Howdy folks, my name is Lance Elliott and welcome back to my tutorial series for Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead version .f. Alright, we got a better backpack now. We also have binoculars now, which is going to allow us to see on the overmap more. X-Acto knife and carving knife, we're going to make it so our butchering is more successful. Let's see. I tried to wash and repair some of this stuff, but it's pretty beat up. I doubt we have the tailoring skill to do it. But what we should do is go back to that house now that I can actually carry things. Get everything else we need. Because there's a lot of stuff we need in there. You ready to go show down yet? Crawling zombies. It's so slow that, as I said though, we can't really get close to them. So I'm just going to go back through these. Make sure we have what we need. Does that colander do anything? There is like a sifting quality, but apparently that doesn't have the sifting quality. So milk goes bad really quick, so it might be something. Yogurt does too, I think. Those will be two things we'll want to prioritize drinking. But we'll grab all these bottles of soda and everything. We're gonna leave the pale ale. Gallon jug. Don't really care about the bleach. There's stuff we can do with bleach for like more chemistry stuff, but it's not really our priority. We just want the jug. Let's start a fire in the oven here if we wanted to, and in fact that's a good way to vent your actually I'm gonna take everything out and put it over here. Let's see, the cast iron frying pan was technically a little better, right? Because you can use it as a weapon. It's a decent weapon actually. But yeah, now this oven is empty, so I can always just start a fire in it, and it won't burn the house down because the oven is protected from that, which is pretty cool. Candles are a very crappy light source, but they are kind of useful if you just need to do something quick at night and you don't want to burn battery power. It's the way to do it. I'm sure we have a hammer at home, but I'm gonna grab another one. I'm sure it's in that toolbox. Battery charger is going to be used in some of our recipes for building vehicles later, so we're going to grab it. And long strings are amazing because it's our best way to get thread for crafting clothing, so we're going to get those. We'll grab the coffee maker. I think it's charged, and you can use it to like it uses batteries and it has boiling quality, so it's a way to boil water at all times without having to make a fire potentially. We're going to want this 3-liter glass jar is about the same as a gallon jug. So we're going to want that. I've added some new songs to our playlist. Hopefully they don't get too loud or anything. That often happens. But yeah, I'm basically going to grab all the food. Probably not Toastums or corn cereal. Yep, getting a little loud. You never know. Oh, I could like slowly listen to the entirety of every song, but I usually just skip through them to different paces, different parts of the song to make sure it sounds okay. Gin. There is some booze that we want to grab. We want to grab booze that can make alcohol-soaked bandages. I don't think gin's good enough. Glass bottles are decent though, because they can store a decent amount of stuff. Patchwork quilts. You have to think about how we're gonna sleep. This time is progressing. It's gonna be nighttime eventually, and there's no bed in the evac shelter. We could sleep on a bench. I actually did a video like talking about what all the sleep options are and trying to test which ones are best. And weirdly though, I think sleeping on the floor was actually better than sleeping on a bench. I know it doesn't make sense, but that's what the testing showed. I ran each test like 3 times on each sleeping surface, and it was fairly consistent that it was worse. So we might want the patchwork quilt. It might be too warm. Or we can always just sleep in the house. We got a down-filled blanket. Actually, the patchwork quilt's not as heavy as the down-filled blanket. We can also disassemble a mattress and just like pull the mattress out of this house and drag it into the shelter, which we might do. I'm kind of curious. I grab this counter and move it. Kind of weird right now because it's like an island. It should all be connected, but can I drag an oven? I can. It might cause us pain because when you're dragging like really heavy stuff and your character isn't like particularly strong, it can actually hurt you. But I am thinking, why don't we just drag this oven all the way to the shelter? And the same with the bed. Instead of going through the process of crafting a fireplace, I talked about a stone fireplace is usually what you build so you can make a reusable fire source indoors without catching the house on fire. But we need 40 rocks. We need a tool of digging of 2 or more, which is actually really hard to find. I've had games that pretty much get stalled out because you can't find that. But I'm like, why don't we just drag the oven? But we should finish looting this house first before we do that and drop off all the stuff just so we're not as encumbered. May make it a little easier for our character. Might as well grab the splintered wood and stuff, why not? Planks are too long to carry, unfortunately. They're very annoying like that. I'm telling you, if we can get... I already grab a door hinge, might as well grab it. Well, does it do anything? It doesn't say I don't know anything we can craft with it. Goodbye, door hinge. Grab the patchwork quilts. And we'll grab these books. I don't need the pulp novel necessarily. Grab the lemon lime soda. Grab through the lens. All good stuff. You know what? Unload. Oh. Have to think about that then. I don't want to dump my milk. I do want to dump like my bleach though. Onto the ground. You have to be careful. You don't want to pour it into that container, into the furnace here. But I'm just like, why don't we just reload this gallon jug with clean water? Hold on. And press E on the fire water heater, and we're gonna refill. Wrong. Dispense or dump clean water. There, that's what we need. Pour into the container, gallon jug. It says there's some left over. There's a bunch of water still in that container. And the water heater, obviously, because gallon jug can't hold nearly as much water as the water heater can. I thought we had like 2 bleaches here, but I guess not, huh? It's okay. It's like, why don't we just get this clean water ready to go? I know once we have the oven and everything, we'll just be able to process water quickly anyway. But for now, I'm like, why don't we just use it? We have it available and we don't need the bleach. All right, lots of stuff here. I like to get rid of the food first because it's a little bit more obvious where the food goes. Again, we're going to do all the containers first, which is usually the grayed out stuff. Obviously, there's some exceptions, like these tea bags that are inside a box. It's annoying. I wish it didn't sort them separately like that. I get why they do it, but they didn't used to be like that. Splintered one. Oh, I grabbed a toaster for some reason. That's okay. We can actually cut up things like toasters and stuff and get some parts out of them, so we'll drop it there. Some more books. A battery charger. I'm going to consider that like a part to build something, so I'm going to put it there. Now I'm just going to drop this quilt over here. I got an extra matchbook. I just like grabbing extra fire starting equipment. Because we're a pyromaniac, we're going to have to light fires every now and then. Fire. Fire. unload flashlight. We already have flashlights, so I'm going to drop this flashlight into our deconstruction pile there. Gonna drop this battery in here. Actually gonna unload the coffee maker. I know we said we can use this to process water. The thing is, there's no reason to drain this battery, right? If I bring an oven in here, why would I waste batteries when I can just burn wood, you know? Until we get an infinite source of power going, then we can consider that. I'm gonna drop the candle in the parts pile. Cast iron frying pan and the tools. Empty coffee maker still be in the cools because we might use it eventually. There we go. Now, let's get to Dragon. Dragon Ball Z, to be specific. All right, grab. Now it's important we should watch our stamina here and also like our pain just to see if it goes up. Pushing something so heavy. It usually tells you. Well, actually, you can see like our weird transitions going down pretty quick now. It usually tells you though if something's like too heavy to push and it hurts you. It's not telling us that, so we should be okay. Items you're pushing, unless they're like a cart, I think carts can get over. It has to have wheels, basically. If it has wheels, it can get over stuff. But if it's like an oven like this, it should get stopped by like, oh. Sort of. I'm sort of correct. Basically, because I pushed it into this tile with this other stuff in it, it's like, okay, this stuff is now in the oven. That doesn't make sense. That's not what's going on, but we're just going to move everything off the oven space. Grab it again. One of those weird little things. Again, it's a little better to push it than to like pull it or move it diagonally, because you have to grab it again every time. You can see in the text bar here how I keep grabbing it and letting go because I have to keep repositioning. Gotta remember that it's relative to itself rather than to us. Move this pile of junk. Oops, wrong. Using the hall key for that. That's that I don't know, backslash or forward slash. The one above enter. I never remember. I keep trying to grab too because it's very similar to grabbing, but not quite. Your character automatically lets go, by the way, if you can't reach it anymore. Like you just automatically let go because it's more than one square away from me now. There we go. We've got a oven snug as a bug and a rug, etc., etc. And kind of cheesing the game because there's like a lot. You actually have like a lot of options for like beds. There's like makeshift bed, straw bed, bed from scratch, bunk bed, bed frame, add mattress to bed frame. I think we are going to use add mattress to bed frame because basically what we're going to do is deconstruct. Use the construction menu, get rid of our filter here. You got to remember it remembers your filters. And it should have a simple deconstruction here. Deconstruct simple furniture. You can see it requires a skill of 0. It takes 10 minutes, requires no tools. Basically what that means is we're taking this mattress off the frame. Then I have to drop my cudgel. I'm going to wield W. Going to wield the mattress. It is heavy. Just looking at our like morale to see if it tells us what our pain source is. I think it used to tell you. It seems like it's not really telling you pain sources anymore. But yeah, we have to wield mattress because it doesn't fit in our inventory. But anything you're holding can be basically as much volume as you want. The bigger limitation of something that you're holding in your hands is going to be the weight of it. Again, that'll cause you to strain if it's too heavy. And we're probably going to put our sleeping space. And it's kind of weird being next to the up and down stairs, but this room over here is the safest. I'm gonna drop the mattress there. And you can just sleep on the mattress. I think you can actually deploy the mattress. So you press like E on it, or you can activate it. Activate mattress, you can just deploy it on the floor, which makes sense. And as far as my testing showed, I think that was just like any decent bed is still always decent. So like a mattress is actually just like is as good as having it on a frame and everything. And even like I think the makeshift mattress was also as good as a regular mattress. But it might change one day, and if it does, you want to have the good stuff. Okay, so you still furniture? Yes. But I can grab you and push you though. Apparently it's loud though. I'm seeing it say you hear a screeching noise. Should wield our cudgel again, because since we're not going to carry this one. And it used to be doing stuff like this would be a little bit less efficient because, wow, that crawling zombie gets stuck in that car. That's actually unfortunate because when zombies get stuck on cars, they start damaging the cars and then they start making noise, which attracts more zombies. Then they do more damage to it, and then eventually the alarm goes off, and then it attracts every zombie in the entire neighborhood. So it could go poorly down there. We'll have to keep an eye on it. Because we have a sound pack installed, we should actually hear an alarm if it goes off. Unless it starts going off when we're not in range, we might not. We'll see. Just gonna keep pushing this frame in. Oops, I gotta move my piles of junk because you remembered what happened that one time. I can actually carry all this. I'm just gonna pick it up and move it. Pick it up and push it through the grumbo. But this pile I'm gonna haul because it's a little bigger. Keep pushing you. Grabbing you, technically. And I'm just gonna push it there. All this junk in this room. To be perfectly honest with you, I'm just gonna dump it in here. Oh, not binoculars, I need those. Whistles. Could use those effectively to distract zombies, I suppose, but they're also a little silly. I'm curious if I can like put this locker over the stairwell. I can't. Okay. Eventually I'll just bash these lockers down for parts, but for now I'm just gonna move them because it should be a little quicker. We don't have to do this, I'm just doing it because I want some more space in here. Yeah, we could put that in front of the door and at night or something to be safer, but not necessary. Do-do-do. Grab. Yeah, I'm just making that corner room our bedroom just so it's basically the safest place we can be. And see, we might need light in here to do this. Let's activate our headlamp. Press our construction menu. There we go. Mattress to frame. Maybe we don't need a light. Maybe I'm just going to find it. Let's turn our headlamp off. I don't want to waste battery, basically. Yep, we can do it in the dark. That's good. Oh, no, it is too dark. See, it's too dark to construct right now. Never mind. We will waste some battery to do that. There we go. Now we have a proper bed. Very nice. So patchwork quilts. It may make us too warm. We'll have to see. Because I actually noticed, again, in that testing video, I'll actually make sure I linked it as a card on this video. I tested all the blankets as well. And if a blanket makes you too warm, it's actually worse than just laying on the bed without a blanket at all, you know? Just something to keep in mind. Of course, you could always take off like all of your clothes and then do it, and then it probably would be fine. But it's really annoying to put your armor on and off every single day. All right. We are basically out of time here, and we are in a good stopping point, so I'm going to stop the recording today. Hope you all enjoyed, though. If you did, remember to hit the like button, keep the conversation going in the comments, and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Until next time, hope you have a good day.